What's up, everybody? Big Ramos Big Ramos 009 back again with video number 35. This is just a painting I'm working on for Killer Mike. This is in the background. I didn't want to move my camera and shit, so in this video I'm gonna go over how I painted my homegirls baby in the Dragon Ball character style. I'll go over how I got the gig, what materials I used, and how I went about creating the piece. So let's get to the art, tips, and music. So this commission came from one of my best friends that I made while I was living out in Long Beach, California. Her name is Bulma, or Black Bulma. She had a son about a year ago, and she asked me if I could paint him for his birthday. At this point, I don't remember if she or I suggested the Dragon Ball theme. She's a huge anime fan since before it was cool. Like me, I went to my first anime convention in 1997, ages ago, many moons ago. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I still got this folder that me and my brother got when we first went over there. Oh, it was, oh shit, it's in 96. Shout out to my Tia Marina, and rest in peace to Sergio, her boyfriend, who took us out there for like a day or two. Oh, shit. Old Guyver comment. Hold on. I was gonna pull this shit out, but that's too much work, so let's go for a ride. We got that Macross, like transforming figure, still in the box. It's open and shit, but I just didn't want to move all these toys and shit just to get to that shit. But it's a bunch of nerds and shit we've had since we was kids, comics and movies, audio, all the albums. So yeah, we got that Macross figure at that convention. I'm pretty sure I had these Guyver figures that I bought too, but I actually accidentally, somebody fucking broke them that weekend that we got them, and Sergio was gonna fix them, but then shit, long story short, they ended up at his mom's house and I never got to get them back. I still want my shits back. And the figures were hella clean, so my bad for that detour. But yeah, so the idea was set. I think I considered Naruto right quick, but just opted for Dragon Ball. First thing I did was gather up my reference and then sketch out an idea at the thumbnail size. Just small, something that doesn't take hella long to do. Here goes what I came up with. Thankfully I only took one. Fuck, dude. It should be hella annoying. Can never just record. Thankfully I only took one attempt and me and Bulma were happy with the results. So next, I cut down my paper to 11 by 17. I ended up using some cheap ass paper that I got from Lord knows where. The paper was garbage. It was hella buckling. It discolored in a weird way, just soaked up paint in a weird way, like darker in one spot for no reason than the other. That shit was whack. The paper was hella trash. See. Do not buy this shit. This shit is garbage. Straight fucking garbage. Buy this shit instead. Oh fuck. It comes at a 12 by 18. And then this is an old like actual comic book piece of paper with like the little blue lines and shit, the borders. I use this as a template to cut this shit down to size. I use one of these things to cut it down to size. Put that shit in there on the cutting mat. But yeah, those are a couple of tools that I use. If you can see in the background, I got them hanging. I gotta do like a tour of my studio at some point. That'd be cool. A little short one, like you can see. This glass that I use to paint in oils. I haven't posted any oil painting videos yet. I'm going to. I just haven't done it because I don't want to talk about all that shit. But I'm gonna get to it soon. Let me see. Yeah, so as far as that paper, I had to compromise how the finish was on the piece because of how boo-boo the paper was. Boo-boo means sorry or weak. Don't skimp on your paper. The next thing I did was use mechanical pencils to sketch in the image that I came up with in the thumbnail process. He was a cute kid, so it was easy to do. I decided to dress him like a young Goku with the tail, the orange suit, holding a Dragon Ball with the 4 stars for Goku's grandpa. And pretty much it's just a process of hopping back and forth from looking at your drawing and your paper. Let me actually do this real quick. Right here I added Master Roshi's island with the house. I also added the flying Nimbus cloud in the background. I definitely looked at reference for that. You know, I didn't come up with none of this shit. those were done, I scanned it and I whipped out the watercolor paints and the brushes too. Automatically you could see that the paper discolored on one side right away. I was using straight water and it just dried, like it took it in and made the paper darker on one side. I definitely contemplated getting a new piece of paper and starting over. I said fuck it, and I proceeded, which was a mistake. I made it work, but it sucked the whole way through. So yeah, in watercolor, most times it's smart to start painting from the background to the middle ground to the foreground. Here I was getting the paper wet first with just water to get less streaks, which is a technique that I normally use when I'm having to fill in big areas. But the paper did that bullshit. So I went from the sky to the ocean to the grass to the sand at the kids' feet and back to the water in the ocean in the front. After that, I hit up the Nimbus cloud and started to fill the face, arms, and tail. His hair too. The power pole, everything. An initial layer, then the shadow layer, then just more and more and more detail. Always refining. His face, the outfit, the ball, Nimbus, all just keep getting worked up and refined. It pretty much boils down to comparing one thing to another. Everything that's on the page, you're just comparing it to one another. How light something is, how dark something is, how cool something is, or how warm something is. All that plays off of each other, and you have your reference to look at for cues on that stuff too. Or you could just fake it. went back to the Kame house. Kame means turtle or tortoise in Japanese, I guess. I don't know no Japanese like that. It just some shit that came up when I was looking at it. I want to know what the fuck it meant actually. So I looked it up. So Kamehameha translates to turtle destruction wave. I was working that up, then I went back to the boy. So yeah, you always have reference, but you don't have to be a slave to reference. It should just be a starting point or information on how to make it look like what you have in your mind's eye. And that was pretty much it as far as the painting process. So let's get to the final product. Custom one-of-a-kind birthday gift. There is some more to the story though. So I sent this off to Bulma through UPS because UPS pretty much lets you use whatever item you're mailing. You could put it in a box, you know, an old cardboard box that you have, kind of make it more makeshift, just to the size that you need, trying to make it as small as possible, and they'll let most boxes fly. But FedEx, at least as far as I remember, they make you buy like a FedEx box. So that's why I don't really fuck with them. My mistake was not paying the little extra, I don't know, it's like $5, not more than $10, to have someone have to sign for the delivery instead of them just leaving it in front of the door. And they live in apartments, so that was stupid of me to just not just pay that little fee. So UPS's dumbass is going to deliver it to the wrong address And then those people at that address in the same apartment complex as my homegirl kept the painting. And I think she even left them a note, and their dumbasses kept the painting. So fuck them. But yeah, crazy. Pretty much, I'm going to edit the scan of the colored piece and print it out at size and either hand deliver that or send it again, but pay for them to have to sign for it. But I guess shit, that random house still could have just fucking signed for it and kept it. So again, fuck them. Lesson learned, don't skimp out on shipping costs. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the process, the music, the tips, and the story behind the piece. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. See y'all sooner than later. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to not miss another video. Please, please. All right, y'all. Be safe out there. Peace.